hairs off her body, as if burned. She should put her nightgown back on and climb into bed, pull the covers up to her chin, close her eyes, and go to sleep. She would, if the room didn't swirl so unpleasantly when she did so. She grabbed for the bedpost again. That last glass of ratafia had definitely been a mistake. She wouldn't have taken it if she hadn't been so bored. If she had to listen to Mr. Dodsworth drone on about his stables one more time. It was drink or scream. The man hadn't had an original thought, or any thought that did not involve prime bits of blood, since her come-out 3 years ago. She leaned against the bedpost. How was she going to survive another season? Seeing the same people, hearing the same conversation, tittering over the same gossip. It had been exciting when she was 17, but now... Was it possible to die of ennui? And Meg was no help. Lud, she'd finally persuaded her friend to leave the weeds of Kent for the wonders of London, and Meg turned out to be as big a bore as Dodsworth. Her topic of verbal torture was horticulture. Shrubbery. Damn shrubbery. If Meg had her way, she'd spend every moment in the shrubbery, and not with a gentleman bent on seduction. Lizzie scowled at the bedpost. She should have poured that last glass of ratafia over Robbie's head. That would have livened things up. Ha! She pictured the looks of horror that would have adorned the assembled ton if Lady Elizabeth Runyon, sister of the Duke of Alvord, pattern card of respectability, had caused such a scene. At least she would have gotten Robbie's attention. She'd wager next quarter's pin money on that. She looked at her mirror again. It was very daring, standing here naked. She straightened, letting go of the bedpost. Perhaps she should be daring this season. Wanton, even. Playing by the rules hadn't gotten her what she wanted, whom she wanted, so she'd break them. She put her hands back on her breasts. She sighed. The poor little things barely filled her palms. They would be lost in Robbie's larger hands. She half closed her eyes, biting her bottom lip. Robbie's hands. His long fingers, his broad palms, on her skin. She felt very daring indeed, more than daring, hot. She rubbed her thumbs over her nipples. The harp string started vibrating again. She licked her lips, arching her hips, spreading her legs slightly so the breeze might find and cool her where she most needed cooling. What would it feel like if Robbie touched her there? Her hand slid down her body. My God! A male voice, hoarse and strained. She screamed as her eyes flew open. Robbie's reflection was staring at her in the mirror. Robbie's very naked reflection. She spun to face him, grabbing the bedpost to keep from falling. The room shifted unpleasantly, then righted. She blinked. Yes, Robbie was still there, still naked, standing just inside her window. She had never seen a naked man before, except in paintings or statues. She stared. Art did not do reality justice. Not at all. Then again, perhaps no artist had ever had a model quite as splendid as Robbie. He looked so different from the civilized London lord she had left downstairs. He was larger. Well, obviously, he could not have grown simply by shedding his clothes, but it certainly seemed as if he had. His neck, freed from yards of muffling cravat and concealing collar, was a study in angles and shadows. And his shoulders, how had they fit into his coat? She never would have guessed he had hair sprinkled across his chest. Golden red hair, dusting down to his flat stomach, then spreading out below his navel around. Oh my! She'd never seen that in any artwork. The appendage was long and thick and